You said Dave wasn't quite at his fluent best the other day. How's he looking now?
Yeah, played pretty well today, didn't he? I think we'd all seen that he probably hadn't been batting as well as fluently as we would have liked or were probably used to seeing. And having spoken to him after the last game at the Oval, it was more of a mental thing than anything else. He was just sort of holding back a little bit and probably not playing with the freedom that we used to seeing him play with. And so we spoke about that after the game. And he had a pretty relaxed day yesterday. Didn't do any batting yesterday. Wanted to come into the game nice and fresh and with a fresh mind. And I think you could see by the way he moved into his shots and picking up the length early. He hit a lot of pull shots early on in his innings, which is always a good sign for him. So yeah, look, he'd taken the handbrake off, I reckon, is sort of what he's done, and allowed himself to play with more freedom. And if he keeps playing like that for the rest of the tournament, then he's going to be probably the leading run scorer, I reckon.
You say mental. It was a mental issue. Like, what have you kind of specifically worked on with him around mental and technical issues?
Oh, it was just about being a bit freer in everything that he did. I actually think he was just trying a bit too hard, making a statement coming back. In a World Cup, sort of wanting to do everything right and impress everybody, rather than just going out there and hitting the ball and scoring runs like we've seen him do for 10 years. So. I think in the back of his own mind, to a certain degree, he's probably a little bit more worried about getting out than he was scoring runs, and we reversed that. We said to him after the last game, mate, just go out and see ball, hit ball sort of stuff, and he got off to a good start, and that continued on for 30 or nearly 40 overs today, which was awesome. And as I spoke to you after the last game, we talked a lot about our process and how we went about our batting in that Indian game, and we felt we didn't score quick enough, early enough, and we got ourselves behind the 8 ball. From about the 20 over mark on, I thought we were behind in the game, and that certainly wasn't the case today. The boys, even though they got sent in on a wicket that did quite a bit, whenever the Pakistani bowlers missed their line of length, and Finch and Warner all over it, and that's the intent that we want to see them play with. And they set the game up for us. I think 146 run opening partnership. Finchy looked in terrific form as well, so some really good signs going forward for both those guys.
You mentioned he could be the leading run scorer at the World Cup, kind of off on the back of this. Is it the kind of knock that other teams will really stand up and maybe get a little bit fearful of him?
I think they should, but I think, with David Warner at his best, if you miss your line of length, then he's going to make you pay, and I think that's what we saw today. And, there's still a great challenge. Where every game you go into is a different set of challenges for every player. Davey capitalised today on Pakistan maybe not executing as well as they could have, but we know against Sri Lanka that they'll be well planned and they'll come out and try and execute. But, Warner at his best is difficult to bowl to, and I think we saw him get somewhere back near his best today.